Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about disaster recovery, its control measures, strategies, challenges related to it. We'll start with what disaster recovery is. So it includes an arrangement of approaches and techniques to empower the recuperation of key innovation foundation and frameworks following a characteristic or human equated disaster. It is also said that $1 is spent on disaster recovery design spares the general public $4 on calamity reaction and its recuperation cost. So the disasters can be natural, for example, floods, earthquakes, or human prompted, such as fire. By beginning with the control measures, managers or organizations should make fundamental control measures that are described as follows. So, the first one is preventive measures. So, the controls aimed for precluding an event from happening, so which prevents an event or any kind of disaster from happening or from occurring. The next is detective measure, so the controls aimed for identifying or finding undesirable events. And the third one is corrective measures, so it controls aimed for revising or re-establishing the framework after disaster or an event occurred. So the continues. There are a few strategies as well to as control measures. So the first is backup. So there are cataclysmic events which cannot be counteracted or distinguished before happening. So we need a few systems to take control over the harm. So that has been done by the disaster. So organizations also, these all the organizations should have reinforcement of their information. So there should be number of backups. One should have nearby on site, and one should have on various off-site areas. Likewise, businesses can claim or purchase private cloud where they can transfer their administration and classified information which can be gotten to when any disaster happens. Additionally, they also can utilize hybrid cloud frameworks which keep reinforcements on location and off-site spare disconnected reinforcements. So there is one article from the newsletter called Dynamic Business. This article focused on having a well-designed disaster recovery plan for IT businesses and explains why it's essential. First question is to ourselves that how much loss we can handle. If the business is small and the cost for disaster recovery plan is more than recovery of the information, then it is not worth of doing it. But think of multinational companies where the cost of losing critical applications can lead to a loss of $5,000 per minute. For such situations, it is very important to prepare for disaster recovery from starting. So the first and foremost step is preparing. Plan ahead for the disaster. Think of possibilities that can cause the damage. Most important aspects are recovery point objective and recovery time objective. RPO means maximum amount of time in which data can be lost due to a major incident, and RTO means amount of time that is tolerable to a business to bring any service back online following a major incident. Also, we need to develop user acceptance test, which is simply list functions that any part of business needs to operate and are critical to business. So these needs to be working during the course of the disaster recovery testing. In this way, we can plan ahead to minimize our loss of data and revenue from unexpected disasters. So definitely, so plan now for the disaster. So you should plan for the disaster recovery right now. So just the planning is very important. And yeah, thank you so much for listening.